Okay. So basically there are 5 tools that we can use for integrated marketing communication. Well, 5 tools that we can use for marketing communications. And when we integrate all those 5 tools and make sure that the message that we convey in any form to the public or to our customers or to potential customers or to any stakeholder that is integrated, that is uniform, and that solves the same purpose. That means that we have integrated all communication tools. Okay, so let's go through what we have done so far, or maybe in last 8 weeks. Okay, so we started with advertising, the role of advertising agencies. Okay, so whenever we talk about advertising agency, it's a third party institution, or it's an institution or an organization that helps the organization in promoting their products and services. Okay, so the job of advertising agency is to promote their clients' product and services. The assignment that you have done, the project that you have done in your subject is basically the role of advertising agency. So you are advertising consultants and you are designing an advertising or marketing campaign for your client. Okay, so now there are 5 participants in any advertising campaign. Okay, one is the advertiser, one is the client. I am the advertising consultant or I am the advertising agency. So the first participant is the client. Unless I have a client, I have nothing, I have no advertisement campaign to design for. Okay, so the most important thing that we need as an advertising agency is the client. And how do you get client? By advertising yourself. Okay, second is agency itself. Third is media organizers. Media organizers could be media planning organizations. Okay, media planners. Okay, people who designed your media vehicles, people who decide what sort of media you should use: TV, radio, newspaper, magazine, internet, digital, social network. The fourth is marketing communication specialist, direct marketing agencies, sales promotion agencies, interactive agencies, and public relation firms. So these are all again part of your advertising campaign. Okay, so these are they are 4th participants in your advertising campaign. And fifth is collateral service providers. Now collateral service is the extra service or the support service that we need in order to implement our marketing or advertising campaign. Okay, example of collateral service is printing companies. So for example, if we have designed an advertisement or we have designed a poster, it's in a soft copy, it's in our computer. We need someone to print it on a paper so that we can post it somewhere. Okay, so they are third party or they are collateral service providers. We need communication agents. We may have clients sitting across the border. Okay, so we need a medium through which we can communicate with our client. So internet service providers are collateral service providers. Okay, so these are the examples of collateral service providers. Okay, so first thing that we did was advertising agency. To design an advertising campaign, we need 5 participants, and they are advertiser, agents, media organizer, marketing communication specialists, and collateral services providers. Okay. Okay, now when we talk about advertising agencies, there are 4 types of agencies. Okay, we have done this in the 2nd week. Does anyone remember what are those 4 types? Anyone? One is full service, I know. Second is? Okay, so there are 4 types. One is full service agency, so you don't need to, sorry? Account service, marketing services, creative services. Okay, now full service agency is basically it's one-stop shop for all your advertising needs. Okay, or all your marketing campaign or promotional campaigning needs. Okay, this is a company or an organization or an agency that designs right from your advertising objectives to your creative strategy, to your media planning, to your media vehicle and implementation. Okay, so it is the place where you can have a complete solution of your advertising campaign. Okay, then you have account services. It's basically, it provides a link between client and agency. So for example, if I hire an agency which has account services and I want to do a creative ad, okay, so what it does is that it introduces me to a creative strategy firm, okay, that designs advertisements. So it's a link, or it's a bridge between the client or the advertiser and the creative firm. Okay, it's basically, you know, account services is provided by normally an experienced or a professional individual. Okay, you may have an agency that provides account services, but these agencies, they have individuals, okay, a consultant that will help you in identifying the best options or the best suppliers or the vendors for your every requirement. Okay, okay. Marketing services, they have media departments, research departments. So if you hire a marketing service, they'll help you do research on your product, they'll help you do research on your market, they'll help you do research on the potential customer. Okay, they will help you do segmentation analysis, they will help you actually making a report that will have impact on your advertising campaign. Okay, you know, it has media departments. It will give you, you know, details on how to advertise your product, what kind of media to use, what kind of media vehicles you should use, TV channels, you know, which TV channels you can use. If it's newspaper, what kind of newspapers you should use. Okay, so these are marketing service agencies. And the last is creative services. Again, what we have done in your project, you have prepared your business card, you have prepared your, you know, letterheads, you have prepared the advertisement for newspaper, you have prepared advertisement for TV. Okay, this is all creative strategy, this is all creative art. Okay, so this kind of agencies, they help you design your creative strategy. Okay, you may be coming up with a product, for example laptop, but you need a name for it, you need a logo for it. Okay, you need a slogan for it, and you need a print media advertisement for it. You know, how should your print media advertisement look like? So this agencies, creative service companies, they help you designing this creative arts. Okay, all right. So after advertising agency, we looked at the communication process. Okay, now communication process essentially or normally has three stages. One is sender, second is encoding is the first process, transformation or medium, transfer of message or medium that we use, and third is decoding. Okay, exactly. Okay, so the source or the sender encodes a message. Okay, so that's first stage. Then the message is sent to a channel or a medium. Okay, that's second stage, and then it reaches the sender who decodes it. Okay, either sender decodes it or the media that sender uses, it decodes the message or the information for the receiver. Okay, and in the process you have feedback, you have some, you know, hurdles. Do you remember the barriers to effective communication? Okay, noise, all those things. These are some of the, you know, barriers that you have in the process. Okay. Okay. Two types of communication channels. One is personal, one is non-personal. Example of personal channels: word of mouth and personal selling. Okay. We have just looked at personal selling. Okay. Can anyone tell me what are the attributes of good personal seller or a good salesperson?
Good speaker, good communicator.
Communication, personality,
Positive attitude.
positive attitude,
To have a
complete knowledge of the product, convenient, what is it?
convincing power.
Convincing power. Okay, and the person should believe in the product that he or she is selling. Okay, unless I believe in the product that I sell, I won't be able to sell it effectively. Okay, positive attitude. Okay, these are some of the attributes of a good sales person. Okay, so personal channels, you have word of mouth and personal selling. Now word of mouth, for word of mouth you don't need any salesperson. If you are happy with my product, you will spread the word about the product yourself. Okay, the non-personal channel, when there is no personal contact between the seller and the customer or the buyer. Okay, print media and broadcast media. Again, when we talk about broadcast media, we include mainly two things: broadcast media, television, and radio. Okay, when we talk about broadcast media, we normally talk about TV and radio. Okay, now internet is a digital media. Okay, social networking side, you have separate center for marketing in social networking on social networking websites. Okay, so these are two channels, basic channels for communication. One is personal, one is non-personal. Okay, personal channel includes word of mouth, personal selling, and non-personal includes print media. Print media is newspaper, magazines, journals, articles, and so on. Okay. All right. Then we talked about choosing a celebrity endorser. Okay, how do you select a celebrity to endorse a product? Because celebrity endorsement is one of the strongest advertising method. Okay, we have our own role models. Society has its own role models. Okay, if I want to sell something, if I want to be a market leader, I will choose a leader in a particular area. Okay, why TVS Suzuki or TVS selects MS Dhoni for its products? Because they want to be the leader in the market. MS Dhoni is successful, a leader. Okay, and TVS Motors, they also want to be the leader in the market. So this is how they correlate their personality. Okay, so you have to be very careful in terms of being an advertising agency or a corporation when you choose a celebrity to be an endorser. Okay, so what factors play a role in selecting a celebrity? Okay, celebrity could be anyone, not only cricketers and Bollywood people. Could be anyone, could be social activists. Okay, could be politicians. We don't have any politicians doing advertisements, but you can use them. Well, you don't know what is the code of conduct for them. But it could be anyone from the society. Okay, it could be a normal person. Okay, it could be a fashion model. It could be your own employee. Okay, so when you select an endorser, it should match with the audience. If you are selling something sporty, you should have someone who is young, who is energetic. Okay, match with the product, image, cost. If it's very expensive product, you cannot have someone who is not perceived as a very high-end personality. Okay, can Shah Rukh Khan or can Amitabh Bachchan endorse fast track watches? No, because they have this image that they are better or superior than others in their own field. Okay, so you would ask them to, or you would have them endorsing probably Omega or Rolex. Okay, or Tag Heuer. Okay, trust, people should trust them. Again, we take example why Cadbury endorsed selected Amitabh Bachchan for their re-campaign of Cadbury Dairy Milk, because people trust him. Okay, he comes with this trust factor. Okay, why do you endorse Sachin Tendulkar? Because he comes with the trust factor, he comes with the performance factor. Okay, so these are all the things, factors that you need to keep in mind when you endorse, when you select a celebrity. Familiarity and likability. Again, if I don't know the person, how am I going to buy the product? Okay, the purpose of having a celebrity endorser is that people like him and people know him or her. Okay, so that is the purpose. So if people, general public, if they don't know the celebrity, then there is no point in having him as endorser. Okay, so these are the factors that play a big role in choosing a celebrity endorser. Okay, then let's look at the promotional planning elements. Okay, when you design a promotion campaign, now you may think, we are jumping from one topic to another because this is a revision session. We are not doing one topic, we are covering the topics that we have covered in the last 7-8 weeks. Okay, so what is involved in promotional planning? Okay, when you design your promotion campaign, what are the steps involved in it? The first is receiver comprehension. Okay, when you design your advertisement, it's very important that you design it in such a way that the receiver or the audience or the person who is going to look at, see or hear your advertisement should be able to understand what you are trying to convey. Okay, now there are many advertisements in which you will, at the end of it, you will say, "Bolna kya chahta hai?" Right? So it happens many times. So that is not properly conveyed message or designed advertisement. Okay, you always design your advertisement keeping your potential consumer in mind or your target audience in mind. Channel presentation, which media will increase presentation? Again, depending on your target market, you need to understand which media would give you maximum exposure. Okay, if it's a something digital product. Okay, for example, you are coming up with something, technologically innovation. Okay, so you normally advertise it over the internet because this is the product, and your target audience is people who actually use internet, computers, IT, infrastructure. So you will have presence in print media, or you may have presence in digital broadcast media, but your primary source of advertisement or media would be internet, because they are your target audiences. Okay, so you select a channel, proper channel, then you message. The third step is message yield. What type of message will create favorable attitudes? Okay, so once you decide your creative strategy, how your advertisement will look like or sound like or be be seen as, then you decide the channel, which media you want to use. Could be direct marketing, could be personal selling, could be sales promotion, could be TV, radio, internet, newspaper, magazine. Okay, and after that you need to decide what kind of message will create that excitement in your consumer that will stimulate them to buy your product, or at least stimulate them to know more about your product. Because the whole idea of advertisement is not to sell, but to make or to create that need in the consumer's mind. Even though if it's not their basic need, you create that need that yes, I will need this product. Okay, so the purpose is to create the need in consumer's mind. So you need to understand what kind of message will be favorable, will be perceived as a favorable message by the potential customers or the audience, your target audience. Then source attention, who will be affecting in getting consumers attention? Again, we come back to celebrity endorser. Okay, who will be able to grab the highest attention of my customers? Again, it depends from individual to individual. As a mass, there is a person, there is a hero. Okay, if I'm trying to sell something very social, something very good for society, I may have a social activist in my advertisement. Okay, if I'm trying to sell something very sporty, something which is useful for youth, or something which is made for people of young age, I will use a young icon, maybe a sports personality or a film star or anyone that catches maximum attraction from the consumer. So this is the 4-step process how you should design your promotional campaign. Any questions? Okay. Okay, then we talked about a creative person. Okay, this is when it comes to creative strategy, when we design an advertisement, I told you, you need to come out of Google to be creative. Okay, when you come out of Google, you start using your brain. Okay, Google has everything that everyone, others have developed. Okay, Google does not come up with its own ideas. Okay, so we are Google in ourselves. Okay, so if you want to come up with something new idea or creative, then you need to depend on your brain, and you need to think outside the box. You know what you call it. Sometimes, you know, when you want to come up with creative advertisements, the first step is to do brainstorming. Okay, so what you do is basically all of you or whoever is involved in the process, you will sit together and you will, you know, write down all the ideas that you get about a product or a service. Okay, then you list all the ideas and decide which is the best idea. And sometimes the most stupid sounding or looking idea becomes a hit. Okay, so it is you know a job of creative person to come up with something, you know, different that people like. Okay, so what are the attributes of creative person? Unconventional, who does things differently. Okay, if you follow the path that everyone has followed, you may not find something new. You may, you know, find which has already been done. Okay, abstract, less structured, less organized and intuitive. Okay, less structured, that doesn't mean not disciplined, or less organized, that doesn't mean less disciplined. Okay, it's basically you follow the path which has not been followed. Okay, you go in a direction where normally people don't go. That's how you come up with new ideas. So these are the traits or the attributes of creative personnel. So if you want to be in advertising field, if you want to be a creative manager or person who designs or develops advertisements, you need to have not all of this, but some of this. You may have many more, you know, traits. Okay. Okay. So developing a creative strategy. How do you develop a creative strategy? It's basically for any event or for any campaign or for any plan, as we discussed in the morning. For any plan, you need to understand your customers. Okay, when we talk about business, we are talking about selling something to our customers. In turn, they will pay a price of it, and which will make our increase the revenue, and that increases the profit. So the idea is to understand your customer. Okay, target the audience. Okay, understand the target audience. Identify who are going to be the users of your product or services. Identify what problem they are facing. It's very important. When we talk about economics, we say, you know, demand and supply. We need to identify what product or what service is in demand. Okay, what is required by the customer. Okay, and sometimes companies come up with a product which is not required, but over the period of time becomes a requirement, a necessity for consumers. Let's take example of mobile phones. In the year 1998, how many people had mobile phones? Very few. Okay, very few people. But companies came up with the advertisements, the campaigns. They created the need of having a cell phone. Okay, which makes your life much easier. Okay, now it has become a necessity for everyone, and the only criteria of having a mobile phone is that you should be able to afford it. Okay, earlier 15 years ago or 10 years ago, only people in business, people, you know, who are professionals, they used to have mobile phones. But now even kids going to schools, you will find a mobile phone in their bag. The parents give them mobile phone because बेटा कुछ इमरजेंसी में फोन कर लेना, right? And that 100 रुपए का recharge goes away in 2 days. Okay, and without any emergencies. Okay, so identify your target audience, identify the basic problem, issues, opportunity. Now, selling mobile phone was an opportunity. It was not a problem. Okay, the world ran on telephones. Okay, then major selling idea or key benefit. Once you know what people want, or once you know there is an opportunity to sell a product, you focus more on giving a benefit. Okay, focusing more on what benefit does this product provide to the consumer, because unless I think that there is some benefit in buying this product, I'm not going to buy. Okay, no person in this world buys anything unless he or she sees some benefiting buying the product. Okay, even though I have abundant, enough money, but I will not just spend it. Okay, I'll make sure that when I spend money, I get some value out of it. Okay, and then any supportive information. So first you identify your target audience, you identify a basic need or a problem they are facing. Even if they are not facing any problem or if they don't have any need, you create an opportunity, you create a marketing campaign or a promotional campaign that will create the need or necessity or desire in the customer's mind to buy your product, and you show them the benefits of having or buying the product. Okay, and then you support it with any other information. You buy this product, you get this free, or you buy this product, you get 1 year warranty, you get 1 year guarantee, or any other benefits that you may get. Okay, so this is how you develop a creative strategy.